Tonight, federal Labor calls for an independent inquiry into the worsening Darling River fish crisis. And vintage cars on display at the annual Show and Shine in Port Lincoln. Good evening and welcome to Nightly News, your same local news team with a new look. First up tonight, Bill Shorten is calling on Prime Minister Scott Morrison to set up a task force to investigate the mass fish kill in the Darling River. An estimated 1 million native fish have died in the river near Menindee, just north of Broken Hill.
It's been labelled an ecological disaster. Last week, hundreds of thousands of Darling River fish died after a rapid change in water temperature killed an algal bloom. Labor says if the findings warrant further investigation, they may consider a judicial inquiry. Meanwhile, a contractor has been hired to clean up the dead fish. In Menindee, Patrick Reinke, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
A Port Lincoln mother has told how an intruder broke into her home while she and her 2 children were asleep. 2 teenagers have since been arrested after multiple properties were broken into during a 2-hour crime spree last week.
It was a harrowing ordeal young mum Ashley Henley Kennedy never hopes to go through again. Casey Trelaw, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Broken Hill police are investigating a break-in on Friday afternoon where a thief made off with more than $15,000 worth of goods. The burglar cut through a fly screen to gain access to the Chapel Street home between 3:30 and 5 o'clock. $8,000 worth of jewellery was stolen, including a diamond-encrusted ring and a gold Pandora charm bracelet. Left-wing lobby group Get Up is set to target Grey MP Rowan Ramsey at the upcoming federal election. They've created a political hit list that'll target him and 17 of his coalition counterparts.
South Australia's pollies are in Get Up's firing line. MP Rowan Ramsey has found himself positioned alongside Prime Minister Scott Morrison and Treasurer Josh Frydenberg on a political hit list.
Still to come tonight, concerns raised by the Centre Alliance over the future of our local airports. And we take a look at the annual Show and Shine car show. Welcome back. South Australian Senator Rex Patrick says regional airports are at risk of losing commercial services due to the cost of new security requirements. He's calling on the federal government to step in and pay for them.
Regional airports are a gateway for both incoming tourists and businesses. They're set for a change, with new legislation mandating X-ray and scanning devices at major regional airports.
A man from Port Pirie has been arrested for the possession of a firearm. Police say they had cause to search the 29-year-old's backpack, leading to the discovery of a concealed weapon. He has been charged with aggravated possession of a firearm and 2 counts of breaching an intervention order. Police say they also located equipment used for the consumption of cannabis. He has been refused police bail and will appear in Port Pirie's Magistrates Court early this week. Cars from eras gone by were once again in the spotlight during Port Lincoln's annual Show and Shine over the weekend. Hundreds of various vehicles were out on display, including some particularly rare classic cars.
Vintage vehicles returning to their former glory.
Stay with us. After the break, the state's best swimmers gather in Port Pirie for the country championships, and we'll go around the region's cricket grounds as they return from their Christmas break. Welcome back. Port Pirie's new sporting precinct has hosted its first major event since its grand opening. The State Country Swimming Championships made a splash with 400 competitors testing out the new pools.
The new Country State Swimming Championships have put Port Pirie's new aquatic centre on the map. Dominic Beaton, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Turning to cricket now, and the action has returned after the Christmas break. In Whyalla, the focus is on the T20 cricket, with Central Whyalla making a strong start to the competition. John Hunt joins us now. John, they went 2 from 2 on the weekend.
Yes, Louise, 2 rounds of matches were played over the weekend as T20 cricket returned for another year. Centrals have been the dominant team in Whyalla cricket for a number of years, but hadn't won a T20 flag in over 7. Looking at Saturday's results now, and Centrals held off Rapina by 28 runs, with Jaden Croft taking 4 for 18 to restrict Rapina to 111. Meanwhile, North were too strong for South, cruising to a 10-wicket win in just 11 overs. Matt Quist top scored with 68. In Port Pirie, props were too strong for Sollies, while Wandera had a win over Southport to remain 2 games clear at the top of the table. Up in Port Augusta, there was a major upset, with bottom place West defeating top of the table South in a nail-biter, while Quorn were too good for Central Stirling, winning by 4 wickets. Broken Hill cricket was cancelled due to the hot weather, while Port Lincoln cricket remains on its summer break, with the T20 comp due to kick off next weekend. So that's a wrap from across the region as the second half of the season gets underway. It's not just cricket getting back into gear, with plenty of other sports also returning from the Christmas break, and we'll bring you those results tomorrow night. But for now, it's back to you.
Stay with us, dry days ahead. After the break, Britt Aylen will join us with all the latest weather details. Welcome back. And time now for a look at the day's weather with Britt Aylen.
Thanks, Louise. We had a dry and sunny day across the Gulf today. Port Augusta reached a top of 45 degrees. It was 39 in Whyalla, the same in Adelaide, 31 in Port Lincoln, 44 in Broken Hill with a little bit of cloud cover, and 41 in Port Pirie. A high pressure system west of Perth extended a ridge across the waters below South Australia today, joining another high pressure system over the Tasman Sea. And between these two highs sits a broad trough of low pressure, which will persist through the week, keeping us dry over the next few days before a change comes through on Friday. Looking at the waters for tomorrow, southeasterly winds shifting southwesterly up to 20 knots, seas increasing to 1.5 metres in the early evening with south to southwesterly swells. And the sun will rise at 6:22 tomorrow morning with sunset just after 8:30. It's looking to be a mostly fine day tomorrow with 44 the top for Port Augusta, Broken Hill 45, Whyalla, Port Pirie and Clare all looking at a top of 43, and sunny and 32 for Port Lincoln. Looking ahead through the week now, a fine couple of days for Port Lincoln, 29 on Wednesday, 30 on Thursday, with that change coming through to bring some showers on Friday. Cleve, cloudy and 37 on Wednesday, Thursday 32, and showers and 39 on Friday. Cloud cover for Woodner on Wednesday 43, 37 on Thursday, Friday fine and 33. Whyalla 41 on Wednesday, cooling down a little on Thursday 35 degrees, and some showers on Friday. Port Augusta fine and 43 on Wednesday, a cloudy day ahead on Thursday, Friday a top of 38, 43 degrees across the board for Kadina. Port Pirie a top of 41 on Wednesday, 40 and cloudy on Thursday, cooling down on Friday. Clare mostly fine, 42 on Wednesday, 35 on Thursday with showers to end the week. And Broken Hill partly cloudy with temperatures remaining in the mid-40s. So Louise, we've got some fine days ahead of us before the change comes through on Friday. Back to you.
Thanks, Britt, and that is nightly news for your Monday evening. Thanks for joining us with our new look, but your same local news team. We'll have updates later, but until then, enjoy your evening. Good night.